Bitcoin, 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 Bitcoin stocks, Bitcoin mining stocks, new Bitcoin miners, and everything in between. I'm VoskCoin in the VoskCoin YouTube channel. I'm your #1 source for all this stuff. Why? Because I do this full time. I'm investing in these too. I'm trying to make some returns, and I'm also trying to shield myself from the US dollar and its continual loss of buying power. Gemini Space Station, Gemini IPO, recently listed and then went live across the stock market, of course, on Robinhood as well. I actually pulled up this page when I was trying to pull up the Gemini stock listing page, and just wow, like wow. Hood is up 434% over the last year. Like, Robinhood was already a household name a year ago. Like, this return is crazy. It's been one of the top performers in my IRA and then also just my stock portfolio. Proud to have it. I also really enjoy the Robinhood app. I also signed up for the Gemini Space Station IPO on it. And I had asked to buy a fair amount of shares, and they only allocated one to me. And they sold it to me for like $31 or something, right? And then it went up, and I was like, well, that's annoying. Like, that would have been some quick and easy returns from its list price of $28. Maybe I got it at $28. And then it went up to $40 pretty quickly, and I would have held it. Okay, I would have held it because looking long term, and then I would be down bad. I would be down bad from 28, right? And then I could get a better buy-in today. But the bottom line is, right, Gemini is a cryptocurrency exchange. That's the gist of what happened with the IPO there. And if you remember, Coin came out and dumped terribly, the Coinbase stock, and now if you bought it, after it traded down towards around $30 a share, which we were talking about all the time here on the channel because Coinbase makes so much money in many ways that people don't have any idea or understand. It's up about 10x since then. Shout out to today's paid video sponsor, Kraken. And they boast that financial freedom starts here, as in their cryptocurrency exchange. They report that since 2011, they have had over 15 million clients. They support over 190 countries, and they have a whopping 207 billion plus in quarterly trading volume. With Kraken, you can build your crypto portfolio, and US clients can now even trade stocks, over 11,000, as well as ETFs, commission-free on the Kraken app and on Kraken Pro. They've got a proof of reserves. Check them out with the link in the video description below. And the legal team said that I had to remind you that they may not service your area based on geo restrictions and that the information provided in this video is for educational purposes only. It does not constitute financial advice. Bitdeer keeps performing well, and it's a shame because I should have bought a Bitdeer position. I just was tapped out at the time that I was thinking about Bitdeer, but an easy plus 135% in the last year. Bitdeer is not just a miner manufacturer, okay? They have so much self-hosted Bitcoin mining, and that's where they're sending most of their gear. And they know their mining farm setups, they know their electricity rates. Based on 12 analyst ratings, they're all saying buy. I ain't talking about Backstreet Boys or NSYNC or whoever said that. Coin Mining Central is a sponsor of the VoskCoin YouTube channel. You can check them out with the link out in the video description below. It's just an affiliate link, but more importantly, we got a coupon code VoskCoin to save some coin. They sell Bitdeer Bitcoin miners among many other mining rigs. So I have 3 A2s deployed on the farm, and I really like them. If you have the ability to deploy hydro, that's where really a lot of the Bitcoin mining sector is shifting. The A2 Pro Air has been announced, and we've all been waiting quite a while for it. It's a pretty profitable miner, especially by today's standards. It pulls about $15 a day in income. It's 7 cents per kilowatt hour. I can't use that number anymore because my electric utility is just crushing me. I'm rounding down based on the fuel surcharges, and I'm going to be at 8 cents or more all in cost here for my electricity. I have my own mining farm if you don't know. Check it out. Proud of it. It's been a lot of work, but it's been a lot of fun. It's been challenging. I need for it to make its money back. And then some, to be honest. Anyway, it's going to take half my income with the electricity, leave me with a profit of $7.68 here, about $2,800 a year. But you still can't get these pros, right? And then there's also the pro hydros, which have the same efficiency, but are giving you much easier density deployment. I mean, it's essentially just two of these, right? Crammed into one. But with bigger density, it's bigger hash rates, bigger earnings. Nearly $30 a day before you account for electricity. This is the latest update on Bitdeer, right? From a stock point of view, company point of view, they mined 375 Bitcoins, an increase of 33% from July 2025 due to higher average self-mining hash rate from energizing of their seal miners, right? So they have their A1, which I never saw any A1s in the wild, smaller sales, consumer, retail type. Then the A2, they have a ton of seal miner A2s. And now we got the seal miner A3 in final stages of production. Now, that's not just here in this article. I'm going to show you some more of that here in one moment. And then the A4, which they already have designed, and it's apparently truly on track to achieve an expected chip efficiency of 5 joules per terahash. Okay, if you think an Antminer S19 is good because you see it for cheap on eBay or Facebook Marketplace, well, you better think again, because this thing is going to be 6 times more efficient than those. Yeah, you better have solar, or you better be in your mom's basement stealing her electricity if you think you're going to turn a profit with that stuff. But they're doing a lot of things, HPC, right? And then they have hosting and their infrastructure here in a couple of different locations. 368 megawatts, 161 megawatts, and another 150 megawatts left. These are crazy numbers. Do you know how much a megawatt is? How many homes are powered by a megawatt? One of the most notable changes I noticed when I was going through their data here is the huge change here year over year in a lot of this, but especially the Bitcoin held up to nearly 2,000 Bitcoins from 290, right? That's a lot of just value sitting there in Bitcoin. Everybody gets fixated on these stupid Bitcoin Treasury stocks, but not understanding that many of these Bitcoin miners are essentially Bitcoin Treasury stocks as well, in a much more organic fashion, that they're not buying these, that they're mining these. And they are mining these at a significant discount that good old Mikey Saylor could only ever dream of buying at those prices. But for some reason, he's never had any sort of involvement that I'm aware of, or in just deployment of Bitcoin mining rigs. He talks Bitcoin, but what do you do to grow the network, bro? You mine any coin, you secure it, you decentralize it? Have you plugged in a node? I don't know. It was supposed to be a pun, I don't know if it hit. Here's Foxley on the mining pod. This is not going away, it's only getting better, right? Bitcoin hits the mythical zettahash. Okay, that's a lot, that's a lot. Difficulty's up 8%. BitF, Cypher, Iren, soar. Investigations, Swan case, all that. Over the last month, Iren is up, which is Iris Energy, is up 88%. 3 months, 281%. 1 year, 361. Dude, these returns are crazy. And still, most of the analysts, for whatever it's worth, are saying you should buy. Then you flip over to Cypher Mining. I hold both of these stocks, by the way, disclosure. Last month, up 100%. Last 3 months, 227. 1 year, 294. These are crazy returns. To the point that some people are basically retiring themselves. Maybe not from a literal working point of view, but absolutely from a monetary point of view. Daniel John Roberts, the co-chief executive of Iren, sold 1 million shares. Dumped on my ass, and yet it's still up. You dirty dog. For $33 million. 6.7% of their shares of this class of stock. Look how many shares he still owns. My gosh. And then we got William Gregory Roberts. He's like, hey bro, I'm gonna sell Millie too. And he pulled $33 million. This family just sold $66 million of stock, all while hedge funds are adding this stock to their portfolio, and it keeps trending upward. It's crazy. The co-founders cash out $66 million as the stock hits record high, right? And that was a couple of days ago. That was at 33 a share. It's already trading at 37. In many ways, it's nice to see them have less concentration of the stock. And then there's Bitfarms. a Canadian business engaging in mining cryptocurrency server farms. It's in Toronto. I've been to Canada. Up 147% in the last month. And let me just show you one of the reasons all these stocks really stand out to me, right? Because these aren't just tracking Bitcoin, right? Okay, over the last month, Bitcoin's up 3%. These stocks are up 143%. I've been spending all this money on Bitcoin miners and all this other bullshit. I should have just bought more of these stocks, sat back, chilled, had fun, relaxed, and I'd be up freaking bigly. Obviously, it could have gone the other way. I do own an asset and all that shit, whatever. But hey, speaking of assets, I guess I never really got around to the A3. So let me round out the A3 and we'll just round out this video. The Bitdeer launched the A3 miner, you know, press release here, and A3 Pro Hydro, A3 Pro Air, A3 Hydro, A3 Air. So I can't run hydro miners here on my farm because I don't have three-phase electricity, and you probably can't either unless you happen to do. So the big standout here is the A3 Pro Air, right? That is better than the Bitmain Antminer S21 XP. It has a better hash rate at a lower power consumption. It has a huge power consumption range here, which is interesting or odd. So we'll see. I don't know how much more I'm going to expand my Bitcoin mining farm because the new miner models just keep coming out and rolling. But I do also want to make sure I maximize my mining footprint here before the next Bitcoin halving, right? And we built Solo Luck, so you can check out, how likely you'll be to hit a solo block with mini miners or whatever miner. You just put in whatever hash rate is. So like 290 terahash on this A3 would give me a 1 in 63 chance to hit a Bitcoin block over the next year. Basically turning this miner would probably sell for like $6,000, I'd guess. And that thing would be turning 6,000 into nearly $376,000. But you click show more. I wanted it to just be a nice, simple, concise page here, so we hid some more of the additional details. Halving is a little bit more than 2 years out. That's a really good runway, right, to recoup my investment on these Bitcoin miners, and hopefully I have paid off Bitcoin miners, paid off mining farm infrastructure. Hopefully I can account for my electricity bill and even also have some coin left over there within that time frame. And we'll see where we go from there. But I just don't want to be stuck in a situation where the mining manufacturers are getting rich, the stocks are absolutely pumping, and I'm just sitting here on a bunch of gear. Time and time again, it just seems to be you should, especially in this era, you're gonna make more money just buying the coin, just buying the stocks. It's actually Bitcoin stocks and related, in my opinion, generally speaking, that have become the cash cows of all of these hedge funds, investors, people are paying attention. They want the exposure, but they feel like they're too late to Bitcoin, even though it keeps going up. All right, but what's it going to take for Bitcoin to double, right? Bitcoin to go to $200,000, and then you look at these other, these mining stocks and these other things, and many of them do more than just Bitcoin mining, and especially they want you to believe that and pivot that way towards HPC, AI, server farms, all that, right? And it's just the odds of me doing a 5x in those versus Bitcoin are very different, right? But I don't want to start essentially shitcoining here at the same time. But if the backbone of the company is rooted in Bitcoin, and I believe in Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's trending upwards, right? Wouldn't these generally trend that way as well? It's not financial advice, nothing's guaranteed, but that's kind of where my head's at today. Let me know where your head's at down in the comments below. I appreciate you. 10 seconds of tails, something we run every video because she kickstarted the VoskCoin YouTube journey, and I love her, and I love you if you subscribe. Just kidding, but I'm not kidding. Don't make it weird. I'll see you later.